Before you scroll, before your mind tells you this is just another prayer, I need you to hear this. What you've been carrying is not the end of your story. What has been speaking against you for years is about to be answered. There are moments when heaven interrupts history, and this is one of those moments. Stay with me, because mercy is about to speak louder than your past ever did. You may not even realize why certain doors keep closing, why effort doesn't always match results, why progress feels delayed or interrupted. You've prayed before, you've tried before. But tonight something is different. There is a sound rising, not from your mistakes, not from your failures, not from what people said or systems decided, but from mercy itself. And mercy does not whisper. Mercy speaks with authority. This is day 12 of 14 mercy triumphs over judgment. Mercy that speaks better things than my past. As you listen, don't rush, don't multitask. Let this moment breathe. What is unfolding now is not emotional hype. It is a divine exchange. Something old is being silenced, and something new is being released. You may not see it yet, but stay. There is a reason you are still here. Father, I come quietly, not rushing you, not demanding, not pretending I have it all together. I come as I am. I come with the weight of memory, the ache of waiting, the questions I don't even know how to form. I come because I need you, and I come because mercy has always been my doorway to you. Your word says that you waited patiently to hear the cry, and that when you heard it, you inclined yourself. Not because the cry was perfect, but because it was sincere. So here I am, waiting, trusting that you are leaning toward me even now. I believe you are not distant. I believe you are attentive. I believe you are present in this moment. You say you lifted the one who cried out of a horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and you set their feet upon a rock and established their steps. Father, I need that kind of lifting. I need that kind of repositioning. I need my feet set on something stable, something that doesn't sink every time I try to move forward. Establish my steps again. Not rushed steps, not anxious steps, but ordered steps. Steps that are aligned with your timing and your will. You put a new song in their mouth, a song of praise to you, and many saw it and feared and put their trust in you. Lord, I need a new sound. I need a new testimony. I need a new language to replace the silent shame I've been carrying. Let my life speak again, not of survival, but of redemption, not of loss, but of mercy. Let what you do in me become evidence that you are faithful. Yet even as I pray this, I admit something honestly. Sometimes the past is loud. Sometimes memory tries to rewrite my identity. Sometimes what was speaks as though it still has authority over what is. But your word confronts that lie. You say, do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Not because they didn't happen, but because they no longer define the future you are creating. You declare that you are doing a new thing, and even now it is springing forth. Even now. Not later, not someday. Even now. So, Father, help my perception. Help me discern what you are birthing instead of rehearsing what has already died. Open my eyes to recognize movement where I once only saw delay. You say you will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. That means places that were dry will flow again. That means spaces where nothing survived will suddenly sustain life. That means what looked impossible will become evidence of divine intervention. I receive that. I lean into that promise. I allow hope to breathe again, even if it feels fragile. And now, Father, I come to the place where mercy speaks loudest. I come to the blood that speaks a better word. Not the blood that accuses, not the blood that condemns, not the blood that replays every mistake, but the blood that speaks mercy, restoration, and reconciliation. The blood of Jesus speaks better things than my past, better than my failures, better than the labels that were placed on me, better than the silent verdicts I didn't even know were written. Where my past spoke judgment, mercy now speaks redemption. Where my history tried to define my ceiling, mercy declares a future. Where cycles attempted to repeat themselves, mercy interrupts. Let that voice rise now. Let it override every other sound. Father, I'm not shouting this prayer. I'm not forcing emotion. I'm simply aligning. I am positioning my heart under the sound of mercy. I declare softly but firmly that my past does not have the final word. I declare that shame is losing its grip. I declare that delay is not denial. I declare that mercy is still speaking over my life. I sense you inviting me deeper, not just to pray for change, but to understand what has been influencing the patterns of my life. I feel you drawing me beyond surface breakthrough into root transformation. And so I lean in. I stay open. I don't rush away. I allow you to continue. Take me deeper, Father. Let me see what has been hidden. Let me understand what has been operating beneath the surface. Let mercy not only comfort me, but correct what needs to be corrected and restore what has been broken. I remain here. I stay attentive. I stay receptive. Because I know this is only the beginning, and mercy is not finished speaking yet. As I go deeper, Father, I begin to see what I could not see before. I begin to understand that not every struggle is visible, and not every delay is accidental. Some things were not created by laziness or lack of effort. Some patterns were shaped by unseen verdicts, quiet conclusions, inherited limitations that passed silently from one generation to another. Cycles that repeated so long, they began to feel normal. Restrictions that felt like fate. Boundaries that were never spoken, yet always enforced. I realize now that financial pressure is not always about money alone. Sometimes it is about permission. Sometimes it is about access. Sometimes it is about an unseen voice saying, "This is as far as you go." A ceiling enforced not by lack of ability, but by spiritual judgment rooted in history, words, trauma, or prolonged disappointment. I acknowledge this before you, not in fear, but in truth. There are cycles where effort never seems to produce overflow, cycles where increase brings anxiety instead of peace, cycles where provision arrives but stability never settles, cycles where opportunity appears but disappears before it matures. These are not random. They are often the echo of old verdicts still trying to govern new seasons. Father, I recognize that some judgments were spoken by people, some by systems, some by environments, and some were never spoken out loud at all. They were absorbed, internalized, accepted slowly over time. Lies like "this is how it has always been," or "this is just your portion," or "people like you don't go further." But tonight, those voices are being challenged. Because there is a higher court, there is a higher voice, there is a better word. And now, in the authority of your presence and under the sound of mercy, I step into warfare, not with panic, not with anger, but with clarity and faith. I decree that every financial judgment that did not originate from God is revoked. Every unseen verdict written against my progress is now overturned by mercy. I decree that cycles of limitation are broken at the root, not managed, not delayed, but dismantled completely. I cancel every word spoken in frustration, shame, or fear that aligned my future with lack. I cancel every agreement made unknowingly with poverty thinking, survival mentality, and inherited struggle. I cancel the lie that says I must suffer to be faithful. I cancel the belief that abundance is dangerous or reserved for others. I overturn every altar of loss that demanded constant sacrifice without reward. I overturn every pattern where hard work produced exhaustion, but not increase. I overturn every expectation of failure that tried to prepare me for disappointment before breakthrough arrived. I break the power of shame around money. shame that whispered I wasn't enough, shame that told me I didn't deserve more, shame that made me uncomfortable with growth, uneasy with favor, fearful of visibility. I break it now. Shame will no longer regulate my capacity to receive. I break fear tied to provision, fear that says there will never be enough, fear that hoards instead of trusts, fear that panics at opportunity instead of stepping forward, fear that remembers loss more than promise. I break it now. Fear will not be my financial advisor. I break guilt connected to increase, guilt that says success separates me from humility, guilt that says rest is laziness, guilt that says joy must be earned through pain. I release myself from that false burden. Increase from God carries peace, not condemnation. Let mercy speak now. Let mercy speak over every closed door and declare it reopened or replaced. Let mercy speak over delayed payments, stalled opportunities, and interrupted progress. Let mercy speak where judgment once echoed. Let mercy announce a new verdict, forgiven, restored, repositioned. If this prayer is speaking to you, stay with me. Do not leave yet. Mercy is still speaking. What is being addressed now goes deeper than finances. It touches identity, worth, permission, and future alignment. Stay. Father, I decree alignment where there was confusion. I decree wisdom where there was pressure. I decree favor that does not strive, increase that does not steal peace, and provision that does not come with sorrow. I decree that what you release will not require me to lose myself to keep it. I declare that cycles end here, not next year, not later. Here, I declare that inherited struggle does not get transferred again. What stopped others will not stop me. What limited before will not limit again. Mercy is drawing a line between what was and what will be. I stand under that mercy now. I receive its authority. I agree with its verdict. And I remain open because I know this is not the end of what you are about to speak. Now I lean fully into this moment, Father, because I sense the shift. I sense the change in atmosphere. I sense the weight lifting where judgment once pressed heavily. Mercy is no longer approaching, it is speaking now. Let mercy speak into every place where my past tried to accuse me. Let mercy silence every voice that reminded me of what went wrong instead of what you redeemed. Let mercy interrupt every memory that carried shame, regret, or self-blame. I declare that those memories no longer have power to define my future. They may exist, but they no longer rule. Father, let mercy speak into my finances with clarity and authority. Where shame once made me shrink, mercy now expands my capacity. Where fear once controlled my decisions, mercy now anchors me in trust. Where guilt once followed increase, mercy now releases joy without apology. I receive provision without panic. I receive increase without anxiety. I receive stability without striving. I declare deliverance now. Deliverance from shame around money. Shame that made me feel unworthy of abundance. Shame that made me uncomfortable with blessing. Shame that whispered I should stay small. That shame is broken. It no longer lives in my thoughts, my decisions, or my expectations. I declare deliverance from fear of provision, fear that came from past lack, fear that learned to survive instead of trust, fear that expected loss even in seasons of gain. That fear is broken. I will not anticipate disaster in a season of mercy. I will not prepare for loss when God is establishing increase. I declare deliverance from guilt tied to growth, guilt that made rest feel wrong, guilt that made success feel selfish, guilt that made peace feel undeserved. That guilt is broken. I receive what God gives without apology and without self-punishment. Father, I ask you now to seal this work. Seal it in my mind so I no longer rehearse old narratives. Seal it in my heart so I no longer question my worth. Seal it in my hands so what I touch carries favor. Seal it in my steps so where I go is ordered and protected. I declare blessings now, not shallow blessings, not temporary relief, but rooted blessings that last. I declare restoration where there was loss. What time took, what mistakes cost, what delays postponed, restore it in wisdom, not chaos. Restore it in peace, not pressure. I declare peace in my finances, peace when I look at numbers, peace when I plan, peace when I wait, peace when I receive. Let money no longer be a source of anxiety, but a tool governed by wisdom and trust. I declare stability, not fragile provision that comes and goes, but consistency that allows me to breathe, plan, and build. Let my foundations be secure. Let my income align with your order. Let my future feel safe again. I declare increase without sorrow, increase that does not steal my sleep, increase that does not damage my relationships, increase that does not compete with my faith, increase that honors you and sustains my life. I declare that mercy has rewritten my story. The past no longer speaks the loudest. Judgment no longer holds authority. The blood of Jesus has spoken, and its word is final. Father, I thank you, not because everything is visible yet, but because everything is shifting. I thank you because mercy has answered. I thank you because tomorrow will not sound like yesterday. I thank you because this prayer is not ending, it is continuing. And as I stay connected, as I remain attentive, I look ahead with expectation. Because tomorrow, mercy will speak again, and what began here will continue unfolding step by step, day by day, until the testimony is complete. Because tomorrow, mercy will speak again, and what began here will continue unfolding step by step, day by day, until the testimony is complete.